Hi, I'm Joey Yam. This is the fourth and final episode of my Breakthrough series. It is perhaps the most important episode of them all because it contains the secret sauce that makes learning Feng Shui grounded, results-driven, and attainable. So get your notebooks ready, guys, because what I'm about to share with you are the exact strategies, methods, and system that I've used for all my elite clients, top business tycoons, and folks just like you and me create real-life results. So come with me. A lot of you know me as the creator of the Grow Rich with Pazi and Chiman Academy programs. As a practitioner of Pazi, I help people find their passions, find their life purpose, and grow richer in life. And as a Chiman Dunja expert, I help people transform their lives spiritually, financially, and emotionally. But the one art that I'm really known for is the art of Feng Shui. This is the very system that propelled my career from the very start. I call this the science of breakthrough.
I have been an attorney for 15 years. I was not too happy, even though I was very successful. But I knew it was not what was fulfilling my life.
Right.
And I was very successful doing it. Around 2008, something just sparked that interest for Feng Shui.
2008.
Yes,
right.
and it was actually my husband, the one that started me into it. I really didn't believe too much into it, but he started using it in my law practice. I had my own law firm with attorneys and secretaries, paralegals, and I saw that it was working. So then at one point I decided that this is what I wanted to do for my life. One day I told my husband, I think I want to do this, and he said, so go ahead. So I closed shop.
Wow.
I closed my law firm. I sold it. I got rid of it.
Wow.
And then my parents have always told me that if you're going to do something, you do it right and you learn from the best.
Right.
So I literally went to Google and I Googled who is the best Feng Shui master in the world, and your Yap came up.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Yes, that's how I
Thank you.
found you. And then
Thank you.
I sent a Facebook message at 2 o'clock in the morning thinking, he's not going to reply. Nobody from his team is going to reply. And I get a reply back. So I said, hi, Joey, this is Paola. I'm an attorney from Florida. What's the next step? And you say, come to New York. I'm going to be in New York in 3 months, and then take it from there.
Wow, okay.
I go to New York, I meet you, and then I say, hi, Joey, I'm Paola. And you said, yeah, you're the lawyer from Miami. So I was like, he remembered me. So I felt so special. So basically, bottom line, I went to Kuala Lumpur for the mastery program. I was trying to activate the 4, I was trying to activate the 1, and then I looked at my 4 and I realized my daughter's a Gua 4, so her life balance is the Southeast.
Right.
She's my oldest daughter, the
Right.
Southeast, academics, the Southeast. I had a garage in the Southeast, which we use as storage. Had no flow, no movement, no conditioning, nothing. So there was nothing I could do with star 4 because the source for star 4 had no chi flow. So that's why it wasn't working.
Yeah,
so it was
simple.
go back to basics.
Yes.
And also I'm a 1-9, so I found that I didn't have passion, I didn't like what I was doing. My south was missing as well. So I knew that that was a problem that needed to be fixed, so we moved houses. I immediately started finding my purpose. I activated my nobleman star. I cannot emphasize that enough. And also I'm a full-time Feng Shui practitioner now.
Wow.
I believe I am more successful now that I was practicing law, which is a big
You're
thing.
more fulfilled now, right?
Yes,
And more
in every aspect, in every aspect. The people that didn't believe in me when I quit law because they thought, well, you must be doing something crazy, you don't quit being an attorney to do this, are now my clients.
Wow, fantastic.
They're now my clients, yes, absolutely.
Wow.
Yes. And like Joey said, create your passion. If you don't have it, create it. What am I good at? What do I like doing? And what would I like mind doing for the rest of my life? Then follow that. And find a way to get paid for it.
All right.
These days, I speak to crowds of more than 50,000 people in my live events. And to date, I've written 172 books in the realms of Feng Shui, Pazi, astrology, and Chiman Dunja. Oh, and the thought of even working or even getting close proximity to some of the celebrities that I've watched their movies and listened to their songs while growing up never even crossed my mind that it was even remotely possible. But today I get to not only work with but consult for some of these celebrities and top business tycoons and the elite of society, and many of whom I now call my close friends. And today you see me jet-setting all over the world, sharing my stories, not on Facebook and Instagram alone like everybody else, but on CNN, CNBC and Bloomberg. So how did I do all this? What was the turning points in my life and what strategies did I use to overcome the mass challenges that I had to face to get to where I am today? So here is my story. A lot of people cannot accept the idea that life works in mysterious ways. Just like how the tides and the oceans meet, life itself has a rhythm. Now, because they cannot understand that life beats according to a certain rhythm and vibration, they find it difficult to accept that there's such a concept or system known as Feng Shui. Now, before I begin, I wish to say that all those people that have appeared in my life at a certain point in time that seem to be adversities and seem to give me a hard time and gave me a lot of heartache and problems in these stories that I'm about to share with you, and I understand why they have turned out and played an important role in shaping my destiny. And it's because of the Feng Shui that I've set up and chosen to use that has led me to them, and today has allowed me to understand their important roles in determining and creating the Joey Up that you see today. So my story here is divided to 4 parts, and Feng Shui was applied in all 4 stages, but not in the way that you know today, because back in those days, I was only using bits and pieces of the methods that you have already learned so far, and that alone has shaped my destiny. The first part is in my high school days. Back in those days, all students are required to take an English paper known as 1119. Now, I would say that I have a decent grasp of English, but when the results turned out for the exam paper, I got an F9. I actually failed 1119. Now I need to find a different program for college. So at that time, available was an Australian program and a Canadian program. Apparently, I can't even make it for the Australian program without taking IELTS, which is another English paper at that time. And to do that takes another 6 months. So the only exception to this was an English literature class that was available in the Canadian matriculation program. Of course, I was thinking, why would I want to study English Lit? But as it turns out, studying this program has been the best thing that ever happened in my life, because it is from the English literature class that until today, I'm able to write 172 books and still counting. Now, the Feng Shui at that time setup was a very simple setup. I merely just activated simple academic stars based on flying stars of 4 and 1. How can academic luck lead me to getting English literature? I didn't understand the mysteries of life back then. I didn't understand how Feng Shui works, but the results, think about it, the results matter. And the results have brought me to the next level. So this is what happened, stage 2. After graduating college, closest to Malaysia was Western Australia. So I chose a university in Perth, Western Australia. It's called Curtin University, a great university, by the way. I had the best time of my life there. All right, so I studied accounting in Curtin University, and I spent 2 years of my life in Western Australia, not studying accounting, but studying and deepening my knowledge in Feng Shui. Because I was so busy doing Feng Shui, I failed 4 subjects. And bear in mind, at that time, it was the Asian economic crisis. It was a bad time. Remember, stage 1, the Feng Shui was set up in my parents' house. This time, the Feng Shui is set up in my Australia house. So I set up the Feng Shui to activate nobleman and study luck. Okay, and now the nobleman luck that I activate, again, my favorite activation was the 4-1. And I was thinking, did Feng Shui not work for me? I activated a nobleman star and an academic star, then how then can I even fail in my subject? I was supposed to pass. But that's not how life works. That's not how Feng Shui works. When I failed this subject, I went to talk to the lecturers. So they said, you have to retake the papers. So as it turns out, life has it that I was retaking the paper in the examiner's room, one of the teacher's room, and she left the room. Okay, now this is true story, all right? She left the room, and I'm like, oh shit, this subject I don't even know anything about. But you know, I was already doing Feng Shui consulting. I could afford a phone. I was a kid with a phone. And I've watched a lot of Hong Kong movies at that time, and this is true. I saw one of those movies, it's called To Hok Wai Long. The guy called the phone and asked his mentors for answers, and I did exactly the same thing, okay? So this is nobleman luck at its best. I called, my friend picked up from the house, took up the book, and gave me the answer. I tell you, this is how I passed the exam. I know it's not the right thing to do. I have no interest in that subject. I tell you, until today, I'm probably not even using any of this stuff that I've learned in uni. But I passed the subject, okay? Now, that was the first 2 subjects, all right? And when I got back to Malaysia, I still have 2 papers that I have not passed. I wouldn't get my degree if I don't pass these 2 papers. So in uni, they suggested I talk to the dean there and see if they could bring the paper back to Malaysia for me to do it. And the dean gave me a massive scolding. This is exactly what he told me. He told me, you know, kid, you're freaking wasting your time. You're stupid. Your dad paid all this money for you to study an accounting degree. You end up studying this bullshit called Feng Shui. You're wasting your time. If you want help, you can talk to the owner of the school. So I went and talked to the owner, and seriously, that is another turning point in my life. Had I not spoken to the owner, who has now become a very good friend of mine, and he's a billionaire that's taught me so much about business, about managing a business and running a school and investing in properties. Well, this is what he said to me at that time. He said, young man, what happened? So I told him that I studied Feng Shui and all that. I wasted my time. I'm sorry, but can you help me bring the paper back here so that I can take the paper here? And he said, no problem, I'll do that for you. And I said, oh wow, I thought your dean just said I wasted my time studying Feng Shui. And he said this to me: studying Feng Shui can be the best thing that ever happened to you because all rich people use Feng Shui. He said this to me, okay? You should study this, and if one day you're good, I'll get you to see all my properties. And that inspired me to continue. And I said, but your dean told me I was wasting my time. And he said this to me: that's why he's still working for me. Don't listen to him. Listen to me. I'm the business owner, and I know many business owners, and they all use Feng Shui. So go ahead and pursue your dreams. Hence, another turning point. So when I set up the Feng Shui for nobleman help in my education, this is what happened. That's how life works in mysterious ways. This is how Feng Shui works. Not in accordance to exactly what you want, but it still gets you the results that you want. So after graduating from university, my 3rd stage began. So when I first started, I just did some part-time jobs. I still remember at that time, no one wants to give me a chance to do a Feng Shui consult because I was this kid, I had hair that stretched down to my face, and people don't believe in me. I still remember my first consult was only for $1. That's how much I was worth. It really hurt my ego. So again, I went back to the mentor, remember the college of the school, and he said this to me: there's a reason why you're not getting, these big consults. The reason is because you are not successful. And he said this: if you want people to believe in you, you can't just tell them how good your Feng Shui is. You can't just tell them how good you are and how theoretical you are. People believe in the results. They need to see that it is working for you. So be the success that you are talking about. And if you are successful, the clients will come to you. And that's what he told me, and that again is another turning point. So when I set up my Feng Shui that way, this was the result. I didn't have major money luck at that time. In fact, I have no money luck. I mean, what could $1 be when I came back here, right? But the real wealth is the knowledge and the guide that I got from my nobleman. So I started writing, I started doing talks after the advice that I've gotten. So hence, that led me to stage 4, my 4th transformation. So I was getting a little bit of attraction doing some talks. At the time, my talks is only couple of $100, okay? So one day, I was invited by an author. At that time, she was pretty famous in her field. And to collaborate on a book, I was supposed to be the ghostwriter to provide the information about the forecast for the year. I was very happy to do it. I was doing my research and all because I was good at my stuff. Now, my methods of Feng Shui is quite different than that author's Feng Shui, okay? Because I didn't know what she was doing at the time. I knew what I was doing, and I have certain understanding of how classical Feng Shui works. It is not product and item based. You don't put plastics here and put frogs here and there, right? So when my information was passed on to that person and a different book came out, I was a little bit upset. So of course, then I went and talked to this person and say, you know what? I think I might disagree with some of this because according to classical Feng Shui, this stuff is not kosher. So this is the exact thing that I got at that time, okay? And she just screamed at me and said, if you're so good, why you're not rich? Exact thing, and that devastated. I was like, I think 21, 22 years old at that time. I was just a kid, right? So that hurt me a lot. Today, I don't have that hatred. In fact, I think it was the best thing that ever happened because there's an element of truth in that, yeah? If I was so good, then I should have results. Again, the message was clear. Get the results, otherwise people don't care. Whatever you see that happened that started the career of Joey Yap that you see today happened because of these 4 very interesting stories. The feng shui that I set up at that time, and this is why a lot of people have been asking this question. If I am East Group and West Group, if my house don't match the direction, is it a bad house? Now, let me tell you this. My life gua is Kun Gua. My best direction is Northeast. Now, at the house that I was staying in at that time was my parents' house. My parents' house was set up to follow my parents. So the direction of the house at that time was facing north. North, if you know your star number 2, the worst direction is north. But the flying star that I set up for the house at that time has got positive stars in the north sector. Okay, now listen to me. Positive stars in the north sector, but overlap with my personal negative, life-threatening direction. So if you think about it, stage 3 and stage 4 of my life has been life-threatening. But those life-threatening experience has allowed me to gain access to noble people and insights to my life that has propelled me to the future that I have today. But when I look back now, it has been a great experience learning. All this has shaped and molded my thoughts and principles to become results-driven. So the key takeaway I want you guys to all know is that every stage of my life, there was a major frustration. But with the help of Feng Shui, it has allowed me to understand the important lessons and turn adversity into positive outcomes. So that's why I created the Feng Shui Academy. It's out of all these frustrations, the need to have a systematic approach into mastering the art of Feng Shui. What if I can give you a proven system? One that can help stop you from being sidetracked and one that could help propel you and skyrocket your income, inspiration, and life itself.
The online course was very good. It was baby steps, so it was easy to follow. I liked the fact that I could watch it anywhere, anytime. So I just put the recording, and while I'm driving to work, I listen. And it's very good, it's very helpful, and you can replay it 100 times if you didn't get it. So it's nice, simple, friendly, it's very user-friendly. Joy makes it so clear that you cannot get lost. It's just to the point, it works, the results are there.
I practice Feng Shui and I'm a Feng Shui practitioner myself. But I come here and it doesn't matter what level you are. You can come as a beginner knowing nothing, or you can come as an established practitioner, because Joey puts it over in a way that is appropriate for everybody. So he carries everybody with him. So whatever level you are, you can take something from it and always learn more, or start to learn from the beginning. And that's why I think it's applicable to everybody.
I took all the videos and I saw the course and all the information. It's just amazing because it's clear and you apply it. And that's basic for me, that you can apply something and have a result. He tells you the whys. If you want to know, you can read the stuff, right? Some masters or the major masters just say, do this. But why? What is the thing that happens that you want me to do this? Because I want to know what is the magic that goes in there or that makes this happen, right? So that's what I like about Joey Yap. That if you want to read it, if you want to spend your time, if you want to know all the, I would say the know-how, it's there for you. He shares it, and I believe in that. I believe that sharing is what makes power, because you communicate and you expand yourself.
The Feng Shui Academy program is born out of my frustration to find a system that not only works, but ensures that you get the results that you want. It is the same system that I've used in my Feng Shui consulting work for all the major mega projects and all my high net worth clients. And folks just like you and me transform their lives. Now, this is not just a strategy. It is a step-by-step plan that you can implement directly into your lives. It's like building an empire. We gotta dive deep into the core, build the system from ground up onto specific areas of your life. And that's how the Feng Shui Academy is designed. Now, I don't think you need me to tell you that Feng Shui is a really vast study with many different disciplines and subjects and schools. But up until now, it has never been easier to master this subject. Let me show you the roadmap on exactly what I mean. You begin your journey with a song of wind and water. Now, if you don't understand the foundations, the principles, the core understanding of how Feng Shui works, you're not going to be able to rectify, diagnose, correct, and assess your Feng Shui. So we're going to start with the core and give you the right skill set, tool set, and fundamentals. That's what the Song of Wind and Water is for. And with the right fundamentals, you will know the differences between the schools, and you know what's right, and you know what to do. Then the second stop in your roadmap, we're going to go to the power of 8. And why 8? That's because if you think about it, in your Feng Shui of your home, there are really only 8 areas that you can apply Feng Shui to, and 8 areas that you're going to analyze. You have to sleep in one of those areas, work in one of those areas, have your door in one of those areas. If you understand how Feng Shui works in a methodical manner, you can control the outcome, ensuring the exact results that you want to achieve. The third step is to find out the energy map of the house. Now, different Feng Shui systems allow us to map different types of energy or different vibrations that affect the home. So I'm going to show you a very easy way to map out this energy, and more importantly, to navigate this energy pattern in order to bring success to your life. And number 4, we're going to talk about Eat Sleep Feng Shui. Now this means, what are you going to do in these sectors in your home? The internal Feng Shui of your house is in fact the setup, the using of these energy patterns. How do you find the areas that vibrate and resonate with your goals? What do you want to achieve, and how can you achieve it? We're going to talk all about this in this module. And the 5th module, we're going to talk about the power of the 9 stars. Now, just so you know, whether you're practicing any classical systems like Sanhe, San Yuan, Xuan Kong, Dragon Gate 8 formations, you name it, they are all based on the 9 stars. What I do in this module is I unify everything into one simple procedure, one simple format. So there will be no confusion. You know exactly what to do when you see these stars appear in your house chart. You need to know what to do and how to activate them, and more importantly, how to negate them if they're causing problems in your life. And of course, naturally, that leads us to module 6. That's where we're going to talk about when stars meet, combine, and collide. You see, the 9 stars appear in different formats, from external to internal to different types of energy patterns. You need to know under which conditions are favorable, what conditions are unfavorable, and how can you turn the unfavorable to favorable. Sometimes what seems to be unfavorable can be turned into a positive outcome. Control the outcome by understanding the attributes of the combination. That's what we're going to discuss in this topic. And for those of you who are crazy about going to technicals, this is the topic about the Xuan Kong Purple White 81 combinations. And we're going to go deep into this subject. From here onwards, this is where my Feng Shui is going to be a league on its own. This is where we're going to practice my system of Feng Shui. Meaning, I'm going to combine different disciplines. I'm going to show you what works in my life, in my practice, for my clients. And I'm not going to tell you about theory. That's what I did in the past when I was doing teaching in my younger days. We talk about what's correct, what's traditional, what's all the formulas are like, but in reality, how to get it to work. That's the most important thing. People pay for results. They don't want to pay for theories. So from here onwards, module 7 onwards, it's taken from all my research and from the 7-finger consults from my mega scale projects of what works and what did not, and it's all put into specific areas for you to create the life that you want. It's more than 2 decades of learning and still learning, and distilled down to the applications that you can apply right now to see results. This is what sets my system of Feng Shui apart from everybody else. I call this the deep dive strategy sessions. So the first deep dive strategy session we are going to talk about in Feng Shui Academy, it's about wealth, business, and career. If you're thinking that activating wealth chi is just merely putting water at where the wealth stars is in your flying star chart, that is so elementary, okay? So that is not what we even do in an actual practice in Feng Shui. Now listen, what it means to have deep dive strategy session is about knowing and understanding what exactly is it that helps with wealth, career, and or business. It's not just about, activating something in the house and all of a sudden the next day, oh, you're rich. It doesn't work like that. I tackle this problem in this manner, okay? We're going to look at wealth from 2 perspectives. The problems that are created from an external source and the problems that are created from an internal source, okay? So you got to understand this. That's how we deep dive into the subject. If truly the issue that you are not getting where you want to be in terms of wealth, career, business is external, maybe somebody's giving you the problems and challenges, or maybe the events and circumstances, or maybe something is blocking you, then you need to know how to unblock it. But the second part of this, to understand, maybe the problem is caused by internal. Maybe it's you. Maybe you have a problem with your own career and business. The way you see things, the way your mindset works, your ability, your capacity is blocked. Well, we're going to deep dive into this. That's why the first part about this session is about unblocking the chi and various types of energy that affects your wealth, career, and business. The second part is about recognition and progression in crowded spaces. About how do you move ahead? How do you make the next step using Feng Shui? What is the correct strategy apply? And mind you, it's not just putting some water and some money stars, okay? And of course, the third stage I think is important. How do you sustain and maintain being on top? You see, it's easy to get rich. It is very hard to stay rich. That's what you need to learn. So we're going to talk about how you can eliminate the backstabbing, stop the politicking, and allow yourself to make constant progress using your Feng Shui. That's deep dive. And in your next stop in your progress, we're going to deep dive into relationships, family, and friends. I think it's very important that, the first part of your life, you get the money part sorted out. The next part is creating meaning. You can't have great meaning in life if your relationships don't work out. Your relationships at home, your relationships with your spouse and kids and your family, they all need to be positive. How do you fix that? How do you look into this? There'll be three perspectives. We look into whether the house itself fosters good relationship through understanding how the peach blossom concept and energy works in the house. We talk about attraction, okay? Now, the problem is some people want to get into a relationship, but they can't attract the right type of people. They always attract the wrong type of people into your lives. We can fix that too. We're going to look at likability factors as well. So you can look into your own personal chart and how it relates to the house, and you might be able to fine-tune the vibrations that cause charm and likability. After you understand how you can enhance the relationship aspects, we need to look into how to fix potential problems. You see, it's not about getting into a relationship or finding a relationship. The person that is meant to be with you probably is already born and is out there somewhere. After you attract that person into your life, the next part is how do you keep it running, right? So the Feng Shui has to build trust, has to build a connection, has to create a meaning for the family members to stick together and support one another. That's the type of Feng Shui that we want to talk about in this specific deep dive session. And I think the next topic on the deep dive strategy sessions on health is what everybody is waiting for. Part of using Feng Shui, although a lot of people talk about wealth and career, but a lot of people, especially when they already have money or have a little bit of success in life, they want to have, better health. And health is a form of energy. Think about it. If your energy imprint is good, your energy level is good, you have less illness, less sickness, you have more positive vibes, you can go out and chase your dreams and make your dreams come true. If your health imprint is negative, your energy is low, you will always have health related problems because your energy imprint is low. So we're going to deep dive into the health aspect in three specific areas. Number one, we're going to talk about vibrant, good health on a long-term basis, because generally you want to live a long life and a healthy life. Number two, in case you're having issues, how do you reset that energy imprint? There's a way to do that as well, And the third thing is, what if you're sick right now, right? You have some problems right now, what you should be doing on a short-term basis. You see, in Feng Shui, you cannot just set up things for the long term. It might take 10 to 20 years for it to work, right? If you're sick right now, you need it to work within that 1 or 2 months. So you gotta look at short-term aspects of Feng Shui application to eradicate immediate problems. The next deep dive session is going to be on academic pursuits. Now, academic pursuits on the surface, probably you'll be thinking, hey, we're going to don't talk about for kids, it's to study well. Well, that's not just that. When we talk about academic pursuits, we're talking about how we can help you make continuous self-improvement. For instance, we're going to study the academic or intelligence stars in the house, your personal academic stars. We're going to help you excel in becoming a winner. How do you find the specific combinations and energy that helps you find the confidence, the wisdom, attain the skill set and the necessary know-hows in becoming a better human being, in becoming a better person at your job, a more skilled professional and or a business person. You got to start from the core. So academic pursuits is not just for doing well in exams, although I will share that technique with you as well, just in case you have kids that you need to help in terms of exams. We can do that, but more importantly, it's for the long term, for you to gain the knowledge and or experience to become a better human being, one that could contribute back to society and make an impact. And the next deep dive strategy session, it's about timing in your Feng Shui. Now, It's not the general timing as in when your good luck and bad luck will come. This part is in fact the top secret application of most top-level Feng Shui masters. It's about when to implement the cure. In Feng Shui, you can't just set up something and implement the cures as and when whenever you like. You got to understand not just the afflictions, but when is the best time based on your house's information and chi map to implement the remedies and the cures. In this part here, I'm going to share with you the technique to time the energy patterns so that you know how to install a remedy, solve a problem, and or to activate the Feng Shui of your home. This part is considered a top secret to most high-level Feng Shui masters. Now, up to this stage, even with just this 11 modules alone would have set you way ahead of any ordinary Feng Shui consultants. With this alone, you would have enough tools and tactics to help improve your life. But just in case, the last module, we're going to put everything together into an actual walkthrough. I'm going to take you to a house and show you exactly how the Feng Shui is implemented in an actual environment. I think this part is missing for most of the people's training. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you exactly how it is done. This is what we call walkthrough with Joey Yap. At this point, if you're thinking this is something that you want to pursue and this is right for you and you want to transform your life, see the button on the screen or above and below at the comment section right now. Click on this and join me in the Feng Shui Academy.
Joey Yap has a genuine openness to his heart and wanting to help transform people's lives, and it's using metaphysics, his clarity of expression and delivery. And in terms of me, I have zero knowledge in Feng Shui, but it gave me an easy way into the world of metaphysics, as well as also the beginning of this journey to make it easier and palatable for someone like me who's totally new.
I saw results. He said start with basics, activate just basic 8s, activate your nobleman, things like that. And so we activated the nobleman in my husband's office. We looked at his personal nobleman and put a fountain, and said, let's see what it does, And within 30 days, or about $100,000, it was pretty amazing. He had some deals that were kind of falling through and things like that, and just it's kind of seemingly for no reason. And so I said, well, let's try nobleman because the helpful people, will come in and help. And it's worked.
I already applied Feng Shui, and I really have to say all this Chinese metaphysics, the only tool I found in my life to really create results. I apply my Feng Shui to increase my income, but not only for this, also to increase relationships, and I also used it to help my mother to be healthy again. And it was really amazing to see that, for example, she slept in a sector with 5-2, also cooked in a sector with 5-2. So I found the reason why she got sick in the first place.
This year, I've made Feng Shui Academy available in 2 distinct packages. Everything that I've just told you will be inside the basic package. I've made it really affordable because I want to make this accessible and available to more of you. However, I know some of you have really big goals to achieve and you really want everything. Now, if you're one of these groups of people, then you should go for the Pro package. Whether you're just a beginner in this or you're already a professional, the Feng Shui Academy Pro is going to blow you away. The Pro package is a must, especially if you want to use Feng Shui to help other people, consult professionally, or even if you want to infuse Feng Shui into your business. I've recorded a special video that explains the Pro package in detail. Make sure you check it out. Let me give you the details on how you can take this forward. All our programs will cover the 12 core modules. Although I call it basic, but this piece of information is what the actual professionals and masters use to create results. And this is what I use specifically for my life and also for my clients. This 12 modular system is designed to be accessible on any device that has an internet connection. So this means you can actually watch the training program on your phone, on your smartphone, or on your tablet on the way to work, or you can watch it on your desktop or on a smart TV. As long as you can get online, you can watch the 12 core modules. You get to watch and re-watch the modules anytime, anywhere for a lifetime. All you have to do is click the button and re-watch the entire lesson at your own pace, at your own speed, at your own comfort. And if I'm not speaking your first language, not to worry. You can always click on the pause button, make some notes, rewind and watch the lesson again. This, I think, is one of the most valuable parts of the 12-part modular system. Now, the modules are designed in a 360 holistic view, and that means it's designed with different types of learners in mind. Now, for some of you, you're audio and visual, so you like to look at the training and watch the training videos. But for some, they like notes and lots of notes. So there will be, for each module, downloadable notes that accompany the main training, so you can read up on the information and background of the theories and methods that you're learning. And also, for some of the modules, we actually have quizzes where you can go through to practice what you have learned just in case you miss out on important points. So as you can see, we've got you covered. Now, if you have been following my work for some time now, you know I'm a man on a mission. I've been working my ass off for the last 2.5 decades building an empire around Chinese metaphysics and bringing this subject to the world at large. Feng Shui changes lives. It helps people, and the more the correct type of Feng Shui reaches out to more people, I'm closer to achieving my mission. So here's the deal. Over and on top of the 12 core modules, I am going to include the following bonuses. Bonus number 1, the Feng Shui cheat sheets. Now, this is where I'm going to give you the actual cheat sheets that will save you a lot of time, money, and heartache to go straight to the point. Like, for example, the 81 combinations, the meaning of specific combinations and what results and how to activate them, all on one piece of paper. These are the essential cheat sheets you can bring not just to your home, to your office, anywhere you want. This alone is a secret sauce to Feng Shui, valued at $500. Next, I will give you exclusive access to a very special program that I do called the Feng Shui Insights. Now, Feng Shui Insights is not just an ordinary Feng Shui program. In this program, I will take real questions, real cases from students like yourselves, where we're going to take the house plans, their problems, their cases, and we're going to go deep dive into that session, solve their problem, and show you exactly what Feng Shui implementations that we use. You see, there's one thing just learning Feng Shui on theory, and a totally different thing when you apply it into a real life, because in real life you have difficulties applying certain things ideally. So how would you do it? What are the exceptions to the rules? All in Feng Shui Insights, and there are 6 episodes that you get to watch and get to participate and learn insights into Feng Shui mastery. This program alone is $1,000. And for my third bonus for you, this is to address one of the main concerns that a lot of people have when it comes to studying online, is that they're concerned if they have questions, if they don't understand any part, how would they get answers? Not to worry, I got you covered. In this very special bonus, I will give you access to 6 specific group coaching calls where you will get to ask your questions and learn from one another. Sometimes you may not have the question in mind, but somebody else may have a question, and when they ask, you get to learn too. So these 6 sessions are live sessions. You get to participate in them, and if you have questions while learning through the program, you get to ask them and you get answers. That's how you'll be learning. And just in case you missed the live session, not to worry, there's a replay, but I urge you to attend the live session because that's where you get the most value. And this is my favorite part. This is the 4th bonus. You guys have been using the Feng Shui Explorer so far. That's the beta version. Well, for those of you who are going to join us in the Academy, we're going to give you 1 year's full access to the software where you can use to plot charts and not just refer to the notes that we provide for you, gain access to the convenience of the Feng Shui Explorer. This alone is valued at $1,200. And last but not least, some of you have been to my live events, and you know my live events cost anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 per event. And that's the most exciting part, to be able to meet like-minded individuals, to learn from one another, and it's an avenue for me to share the latest and most advanced techniques that I couldn't talk about in the online program, and sometimes the latest cases, the newest experiences. It's all done in the live program. It's truly awesome. And as a student of the Feng Shui Academy, you get 1 gold priority ticket to my live event, the Feng Shui Academy Live. It's an awesome event. Trust me, you will absolutely love it. And at this stage, of course, you'll be wondering what your investment would be to get started in the Feng Shui Academy. Now, in the interest of time, I'm only going to explain the details of the basic program. If, however, you harbor the thoughts of pursuing the Pro package, there should be a separate link that you see on this page where you can access the additional video where I can explain the Pro and or the registration form where you can apply. And if you're watching this on YouTube and or Facebook, you will see the link on the comment section of this video right now. Well, here's about the basic program. Now, for the basic package, the investment you're going to make is just $497. This package includes the 12 basic core modules as well as the 5 bonuses that I talked about. Or if you want to take the flexi payment package, it's just $55 to get started. Now, I truly believe that this is quite a good deal to cover my time, my team's time, and the people involved in putting this entire program together. It's $55 just to get started. Now, let me put this into perspective for you. At $55 a month, it will probably get you 10 cups of coffee from Starbucks. In exchange for this 10 cups of coffee, you get lifetime access to knowledge that is capable of transforming your lives and probably the lives of the people that you live or work with. For the same 10 cups of coffee, you will skyrocket your inspiration, impact, and income. And we haven't even weighed in the value of the results that you will be getting as a result of gaining the lifetime access to the 12 modules. Now that's a good deal. But wait, here is how it is impossible for you to lose. First, you need to be willing to invest $497 to get started. Now, all investments have risk, except this one. There are 2 scenarios that can happen to you. And the first scenario is you put in the effort, the time and energy in learning all the core modules and you make a huge difference in your life and you see massive results. Now in that case, I don't need to tell you the value that you're getting. And the second scenario is you do nothing at all. You bought the program, you studied it, you didn't do anything with it, or something happened along the way that distracted you, or maybe you just discovered that this ain't for you. If that's the case, take advantage of my 30-day money-back guarantee. Just send me or my team a note and we give you your money back. No fuss, no harm, no hard feelings. Either you get a crazy return on your investment, making huge changes in your life, or you get your money back. That's it. I don't know about you, but if it was me, I'll take this crazy investment any time of the day. Oh, and one more thing. Feng Shui Academy only opens once a year for registrations. And each time when we're open for registrations, we only open enrollments for 7 days. After that, we're going to close enrollments and we're going to begin our journey. We do this so that we can divert all our attention and resources to the students inside the academy, making sure that they understand the materials and moving them forward, making progress. Now, if you want to get in, you got to act now. Click on the button and click on registrations and I'll see you inside the program. So if you're not ready to register just as yet, not to worry. Feng Shui Academy will be reopened in the next 12 to 15 months and perhaps by then you might want to participate in the program. But the true question here is this: can you afford to wait 1 year? If you want to make the changes that you want to see in your life right now, you need to take action right now. The question is, if not now, when? If not you, then who? You know, some people think the Feng Shui that I do is magical, but it's really not about me. I'm not the person who invented the Feng Shui formulas. I'm just the person who has discovered the patterns, discovered the methods to get results. And I put it together in this system for you. And I feel really blessed to have been able to work in so many large-scale mega projects and to work with so many larger-than-life personalities. And I've learned a lot from them, learning how to refine my work, rework the formulas, and to perfect the system. And what you see as a result is these 12 modules in the Feng Shui Academy. If you truly believe that you deserve that kind of success, then I urge you to join me. Not next year, not next month, not tomorrow, but today. Remember I told you about my life story and how I got started? There were 4 major turning points, and at each turning point, I had to make a major decision. Today is such a turning point for you. Now it's your time. Click on the button below and I'll see you inside the Feng Shui Academy.